Alright, getting into our fresh pack here. I've done probably about 10 Zendikar drafts here. Pretty excited about the set overall. I like the dual lands. Um, this particular pack is not particularly high powered. Actually has no removal, and considering how much removal there is in the commons, uncommons, and rares, it's kind of surprising. Um, Tijuru Paragon here, I think, is going to be the pick. Does quite a bit. It's 3-2 for 2. Kicker of 3 colorless. Lets you kind of try and sift through your deck and try and find another creature. Pretty likely to hit. Here in pack 2. Sorry, I was just checking the audio here. I'm gonna pick Hedron Crab pretty highly. The only other green card here is Kazundu Stomper, which is perfectly fine, but I just don't feel the need to pick it up on 2 here. Green blue Landfall could be a thing, but I like me Rune Crab. It's a win conditional on its own, and if you can happen to pick up multiples, then it gets really good. Here, after picking up these cards, I haven't gotten a chance to play with Rolling Regrowth yet. I started playing during the original Zendikar, which I mentioned in the intro, and Rolling Regrowth is no hero, but that being said, it's very good, and it's an effect that's kind of difficult to replicate, and I think that's something that you want to take into account in your early picks. You want it to be you just want to picking up a random creature that's replaceable just seems pretty whatever. Here we pick up the Tazim Royal Mage from this last pack. I think it's pretty no contest. There wasn't anything else too exciting in there. And in green blue, there's definitely some nice spells to bring back. Here, I'm happy to pick up my first dual side card, land, and the Tangled Flora Hedron. Here, I think I do want to pick up Kazundu Stomper. If you're able to pick up a decent amount of these spell lands, it's nice to be able to rebuy them. Nothing too exciting here. We're going to keep cutting green. Went ahead and pick up the Draga Visionary. Being able to draw a card on a 3-2 body is just pretty nice. It's never going to be anything too broken, but fair price to be parried for card advantage. Skyclave Sentinel, I'm actually super happy to pick up. I mean, at worst, it's a 2-3 flying defender. And it gets quite a bit better if you are able to sneak counters onto it. And here I just pick up a Shell Shield. Just there's potential to be green-blue kickers. And people are showing no respect to the black spell land. I gotta punish somebody for it. And we'll pick up the black mill card just in case we end up in black-blue mill, but I highly doubt that we will. Just pick up a Chilling Trap, keep cutting blue. Really nothing that we're likely to play here. I mean, unlikely to play even one Spell Shield. Very unlikely to play 2, but whatever. Ooh, another green rare. Pretty happy about this one. All the inscriptions that they printed are all pretty good. I mean, I like the blue one better than I like this green one. That being said, it's quite a bit more expensive. Yeah, they're versatile. They're going to be nice to be able to buy back with something like Tazim Royal Mage. And there are some kicker possibilities. It's too bad I'm missing out on the Morasa Sproutling, but I think that the inscription is just going to be better here. Thundering Rebuke is a very good removal spell, but I don't think that we have to move into red here. Happy to pick up I'm very likely to be playing green with the way that these picks have been going, so I'm pretty happy to pick up another spell land here. Moving on. Yeah, I think the green uncommon that is a 5/5 is potentially better, but I'm pretty happy to pick up another copy of Tizim Royal Mage here. Getting past the Low Mage does indeed let me know that I'm getting past blue, which is nice. And we'll just pick up a Canopy Bailoff here. Nothing too exciting to report. There's another Kazundu Stomp Mage, but we already got one, and I'm really happy to pick up as many of the spell lands as I can. They're just so much value. I'm gonna let us play a pretty, generous mana base and prevent us from flooding out. So nice to get any of these cards. Does look like red's open, although none of these red cards are that exciting. I'm just gonna pick up the rare here. There's some world that I might splash that tutor in, but super late roll interruption. Probably some of the best removal in the set. So really surprising to see some go that late. And I'm happy to pick up Reclaim the Wastes. That's a card that at first glance I thought was not very exciting. Reclaim the Waste. It's 1 green, sorcery, search for a basic land card, put it in your hand. You can also kick it for 3, in which case you get to search for 2 basic land cards and put it into your hand. It's just nice to be able to hit land drops in this format. In your deck, it's, essentially a draw 2 for 4. Allows you to splash. Super late Murasa Root Grazer as well. I guess the green-white landfall deck is open because that card should be picked pretty highly by that deck. Actually, very, very highly by that deck. Kazandu Nectarpod. I might play that. It's kind of just a free card. It's not terribly exciting, but I might very well play it. Well, I guess we'll just open all the green rares in this draft. I'm probably going to be taking this Kazandu Mammoth. It, for 3/3 for 3 is a good rate. Usually attacks as a 5/5, 2, 3, 4 times in a game. And it's a land when I need it to be a land. So I feel like it's got to be a very good card here. Here, I'm probably going to pick up the land again. I mean, all these uncommon lands are just super solid. I've got a nice little toolkit here for my Kazandu Stomper. Yeah, I mean, fighting things is always good. I like to fight things. There's not too much here. I'm happy to pick up a field research. It's nice to be able to get some card advantage. As much as I want the other Saloon Vision, just because the spell lands are that good, Into the World is just such a unique ability. Being able to kill a token, draw a card, time walk them, it's just a super solid card. I'm really excited that they reprinted it. I loved drafting it in the original Zendikar, and I'm pretty happy to be able to draft it again. I like Scale of Heights a lot. Some good green cards here in general, so obviously we ended up in the right color. But I think kind of what I talked about earlier, Scale the Heights is kind of an all-around card that's not very replaceable in the sense of what it actually does. So it's an Explorer with a +1/+1 counter, and you get to draw a card. Nice rate that you're paying for all of that. And something that I've kind of found is that even though there might not be a lot of 5-drops that I'm trying to power through, what it lets me do is it lets me play my landfall creatures and kind of hold back a land without costing me the tempo, because I was able to play an extra land on turn 3. Just kind of getting an idea of how many of the land spells I have here. We definitely have enough playables to build a nice little green-blue deck here. Seems pretty fair. Seems like a pretty fair deck. It's not doing anything busted, but it's got some good value cards in it. Pick up another Deliberate here, which I'm fine with. It's nothing too crazy. Broken Wings I like. You can actually mainboard it if you're short on playables, because it's able to hit so many, it has so many options. Because there are some equipment in the set. Getting an artifact is good. Flyers are always a high priority. So it's just, and then, there's a lot of enchantment removal between Bubble Snare and, I forget what the white one is, the white pacifism that's 2 white and a colorless, but, or I guess I should say arrest. It's more of an arrest. I don't pick up anything too exciting here. Really happy about all the spell ends I got there. And I got 43 cards here in front of me, but I'm probably just gonna be able to cut lands because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spell ends, which means if I cut 3, then I'm playing 18 lands. I think I actually really like the look of that. This actually gives me 11 green sources and 8 land blue sources, which is kind of light for Lulz Mage domination. But because I have Reclaim the Wastes as well as whatever the new Harrow is, I think that it's actually a nice configuration. Versus Bread and Butter. Oh man, it's hard for me to mulligan in turn 1 Ruin Crab. There's no green sources in this hand. That being said, it's pretty borderline. I think I'm going to keep it. A green source just makes this hand so good. I have about 11 green sources, which is, you know, let's see, 33 cards in my deck. About a third of my deck is green sources here. And I think I have 2 turns to draw it. You know, if I'm against an aggressive deck, that might not be true, but if we rip a green source here, we're in business. Here we go. This is why these freaking spell lands are so good, because this would have been so bad as just a spell that ramps me to 4. But being able to play it as a land, it's just like, yeah, I'm not getting to play my bear on 2, but that might have not been a land, you know. I might have only run 17 lands, and that could have been my 18th land that I wouldn't have run, you know. So it really smoothed out my draw. Happy to rip an island here. Super don't care about a 1/1 double strike in this moment while I have my 0/3 Chubster out. I think I should just play the Kazandu Nectar Pot. I might end up playing the Survivor. Yeah. I mean, could also just fire off the Rattling Regrowth, but then I'm at 4 mana and I can play a Canopy, and it doesn't seem terribly exciting because I don't have lands to follow. I think I'd rather have a 2/2 and a 0/3 than a 1/4 and a 1/1. That being said, I think maybe I would have been better off just playing the Kazandu in this turn. It blocks the 1/1 double strike rather well, but I somehow feel like he's got to have some kind of trick here to start the day off. But I will go ahead and offer the trade. If he has the trick, then he's not expanding his board, and apparently he doesn't have the trick, so I'm happy to trade there. Here, I think I just have to build up my mana. I'm just going to get the Kazandu down. I think that getting the Kazandu down, I mean, I'm going to get to gain a couple of incremental life, which might make a difference. But I could also just rip a land naturally and then just play Canopy Bailiff and then save this regrowth for something a little more epic. Alright, he plays a 3/3. He let us draw an Into the Royal, which is sweet, and which drew us into our 4th land. This Adept is going to be a lot worse for him than it was good for him. I actually kind of just want to keep hitting land drops at this rate, especially because I've got 2 landfalls that my opponent doesn't know about in my hand. Let's just bounce this thing, because if he replays it, we get to draw a card again, which is sweet. And I mean, he doesn't have a board, so we're in no danger of dying. And as long as this Hedron Crab keeps churning away, his deck will turn to dust. I'll be very happy to show the power of Hedron Crab on the first game here, because I know it seemed kind of odd to just snap it up, pick 2 like it was something exciting, but it is something exciting. I miss me a Hedron Crab, but the Ruin Crab will ruin lives. Alright, see, I'm like happy drawing these lands. I needed the island for the Well Mage Devotion anyways, which is already online. Go ahead and just play my guy. I think I'm just going to play a land out here. Um, just because if he does play some bomb, I need to be able to low mage it. If he plays land 6 drop, I'm going to get my 1 damage in here. Going over here on Naya. Thundering Rebuke is good. Kills my thing. But, yeah, I mean, okay. So he plays a one-sided draw card. That seems better for him. But we're going to keep milling cards. I could steal that if I wanted. I don't think I'm going to. Might just be... I think I'm just going to play the Zendikar and attack. Let's mill. Power of this island. Doesn't even have to tap to mill you, dude. Oof. And I gain a life. Just to put a little extra on there. Yeah, let me make sure I'm just gonna... I'm not gonna beat my opponent with damage anyway, so let's just get a bunch of Landfall triggers and decimate their deck. Let's see, how much we build them for? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Like, this Hedron crop is just so good. I'm at 25 now, so I'm like, there's no way he can get to me in time. Not while I have this opposition in hand anyways, this low mage is triple blue monstrous thing. Yeah, you killed the Hedron crab, seems reasonable. Now I might have to try and win with damage, but I think I pretty much got his deck milled out. Take 3, go to 22, and he scoops, because he has like 2 guards left in his library, I think. Yeah, sweet. Alright, after a very satisfying game 1, we're up against Alan. Must be an OG in the game if you can just go by Alan. Oh, I love these spell lands. They're so good. Both of these. They're just so good. God, they make this hand so keepable. I'm going to go ahead and play the Gala first, obviously, because the Tangled Florydron can ramp us out on 2 if we so wish, which I think we are going to do. I am hoping that we draw an untapped land to be able to play Reclaim the Waste tapped. If not, I'll be playing you know, a Dauntless Survivor here and not feeling terrible about it. What am I thinking? I have the island in hand. I have 3 mana in play, so this is my 4th mana. I'm definitely kicking Reclaim the Waste here. Just our opponent has no pressure, so it might just be one of the best turns to be able to do it. And look at that. We were missing land drops for the next 2 turns, and now we have them, as well as pure gas. And I don't even feel bad about drawing another land. I'm happy to do it. Gotta keep moving up with land drops. Here I think I get to play Scale the Heights into my Dauntless Survivor. I'm just gonna power up my Tangled Florydron here, and it'll be now it can actually attack and stuff. Yeah, and I thought about making my Florydron a 3/3, but I think it's fine. I think kind of like the last match where it's like I'd rather have 2 2/2s than have a 3/3 and a 1/1. Just 1/1s do so little. They just are bad. 1/1s are the weakest of things. I mean, I guess a 0/1 is weaker, but I mean, come on. Alright, our opponent playing a 3/3 for 4. Do not think is gonna bode well for them. I'm kind of enticed at the idea of attacking for 4 this turn with the Zendikar, getting to put the you know, be able to put it on my spell land. But it's probably I think it's probably just better for me to be playing a 6/5 trample here for 6, and then the Zendikar's always going to have haste regardless of what turn I play it on. So, yeah, and then we get to bounce our spell land, which is freaking sweet. It lets us return any card from our graveyard to our hand, which is just bonkers. Like, we haven't done anything broken. We've just been, you know, we're just value town over here. You just can't flood me out. I just don't know how our opponent wins from this point. I mean, oh, especially if they're playing Blood Price. Like, they'd have to, like, kill my 6/5 this turn, which even then, I mean, I'm just going to keep grinding out card advantage here with my Gala. Probably going to get the scale, the heights back so I can draw another card. Just be up all kinds of cards from all these transactions here. Well, Mammoth is not bad, actually. I don't have enough mana to play the Zendikar attack and play the Mammoth. But let's smash with our 6/5 while we think about this here. This is fine. Get some trample damage through. His 3/3's out of the way. Yeah, let's get this fatty out. And let's get back, I think I'm just going to get back Scale the Heights here. I can either get 2 lands or a random draw card, and I'd rather get the random draw card. And also, putting a +1/+1 counter on something is not nothing, you know? I know I could get the Gazandu Stomper, but I just think that this is going to be better with having the Zendikar in hand. I can play a land, play a Zendikar, play Scale the Heights, and, I mean, I don't know how I don't just... I don't know how my opponent can possibly win this game. That's what I'm trying to get at. And I think that that's what they're thinking as well. Yeah, I mean, a 2/3. It just can't do it. It just can't. Let's get this Canterbury Bailoff into play. I took too long thinking about how I wanted to spend my mana, and my opponent just scooped it up. Congratulations to us. Alrighty, here we're up against Liquid, an ever elusive substance here. God, I really love Balagad Recovery here. I think I'm just going to play it as a tap land. I'm like fairly sure I'm just going to play it as a tap land. It's my 4th land, but if I just don't draw lands the next few turns, I just really will regret not having played it. Let's get our bear out here. Being on the play is so strong. I think I'm going to use my inscription here. Normally, I'm the type guy who, you know, I'm trying to wait. I want to get full value, you know? But I don't have a play on 3 here. And if I did have a play on 3, I would much rather do the play on 3 as to not get blown out by a card like Into the Royal here. But that being said, I mean, regardless, even if they do Into the Royal, I'm going to play Canopy Bailoff next turn. Oh, okay, good. I thought they were going to do something that affected the board, but instead they deliberated for much time. Because this is just like, it's a 5-turn clock, I'm attacking with a 4/4 on turn 3, and then I'm going to play a 4/3 on turn 4. And I think it's just, obviously, yeah, if he has an answer to this right now, he can definitely pull ahead on this game. But if he doesn't have an answer for it immediately, I'm not giving him very many turns to draw it. This is interesting, actually, and I'm really glad I didn't just, reflexively play a land here, because I think I'm just going to smash for 4, play the Kazandu Mammoth, and then get the landfall trigger for next turn, and then play a Canopy Bailoff. Every time I think they're going to do something, they're just deliberating. They just be deliberating. Deliberate all you want, man, but sometimes you just got to get something done, Yeah, I mean, we're attacking for 9 next turn. Same deal, it's like at this point, playing Into the World kicked on my bear would be rather good, right? But even then, I'd still be smashing for 5. Yeah, 3/3 won't do it in this spot. And we get to put a Canopy Bailoff into play. Yeah, that'll do it. Oh, it's always nice to start off the draft with a nice little 3-0. Alright, getting into game 4 versus X Javier. Alright, X Javier. Xavier. Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot of hands I dislike with this deck. I just kind of want to play lands and cast spells, I do think I'm going to go ahead and turn 1 Reclaim the Waste here because I have the Scale the Heights on 3. Oh, nice, and I drew a bear for turn 2. Yeah, so I'm going to pick up an island here because I'm very likely to draw a green source anyways, but I'm going to need triple blue for my X spell here in my hand. So I'm just going to start playing out islands. Of course, I draw an island, but it's fine. Beggars can't be choosers, man. I think I only have 1 double green card in my whole deck, and each of these cards are kind of just going to play out one at a time. So yeah, I mean, just get to Scale the Heights. Something worth noting here, and it happened to me in a match, and if you counter something with +1/+1 counter, and then they kill that said thing, and you lose your target, they effectively counter your spell. So that is something to it's worth noting, because there are times where you just rather you can choose to target 0 creatures with your scale. So if you do that, then they can't blow you out like that. So it's a little trick there. This thing is nutty. I mean, it's a 4/4. It basically reads as a 4/4 for 4 that gets you force and the planes to your hand. But dude, hitting land drops is really good in this set. All right, now is where I start to get to decision points here. I mean, I kind of wish I had the second green for inscription now. I forgot about that extra green cost. Yeah, I think I should just play a Canopy Bailoff here. And passing the turn. I probably should have played the Solindy Vision. Keeping the Solindy Vision in my hand is probably greedy. Probably just play the Solindy Vision. That way I think I still want access to a lot of mana, especially with Deliberate in my hand, in case I just want to, keep churning through my deck, and hopefully it makes sure I still hit land drops. Yeah, see, that sucks. Alright, draw me a forest. Alright, that's not a forest. Yeah, we gotta take 4 here. Yeah, I mean, it's a green source. I'll take it. It's better than none. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I mean... And... Get a 4/4 here. I think I'll attack with both here. I think I'm fine offering the trade. And then he just gets left with a 4/4 in play, which I think is fine. Hopefully this lull mage can lullify some stuff. I got manas for inscription now. Yeah, see, main board Broken Wings does it again. I don't even get to get my nothing. Let's deliberate and think here. I think. Kind of want both these cards, but then also. I don't know. I could maybe kept both. I don't know. I don't know why I skipped through my turn here. I should have 100% played my mammoth, because then I get a huge blocker for his 4/4. I just have to take 4 damage one more time, and I go to 10. Yeah, that was a pretty egregious misplay on my part. Ugh, immediately punished for it. I could have had a 7/7 blocker going into this turn. Into his, like, he attacks with both. I eat one. Dang it. And then I could probably have played Lul's Mage afterwards. Yeah, this was for sure, like, I should have played the Mammoth last turn. I mean, I'm not saying that, like, I'm still in the back foot, if he plays Pacifism or what, whatever. Not Pacifism, but, the double white one. There's definitely a lot of cards that, like, just get there, but I think that I mismanaged my resources here. As it turns out, I was probably losing to Oblivion. Journey to Oblivion regardless. As he just stops me from being able to block. Yeah, I mean, I probably wasn't going to beat this hand anyways, but it's always better to take every edge you can. Now at this point, I think I'm pretty, like, too far behind to win. What, at 5 life? Despite how much mana and spells I have in my hand. Yeah, I mean, maybe I could have played the Inscription earlier, gotten some value from it, and figured something out. Yeah, and we whiffed on that thing. I don't know. I don't want to say that this match wasn't ours to win, because I definitely could have found some other edges, but we lose this one. All right, getting into game 5 here. Let's try and play a little bit tighter than we did the last game here. Well, like a lot of the hands in this deck, I'm going to keep it. 2 lands is pretty light, but we have two 2/2 drops and into the Royal, so should play fine. Well, this is one of those things where it's like you want to get the creature with the most power down first, but you also, like, kind of know that whatever first creature you play is going to die. I'm still going to play the 3/2 because I think it's the correct play, but it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, like, maybe I'm better off just playing the Kazandu, but it's fine. They do indeed kill it, but it costs them their turn of tempo here. Oh, let me not forget to play my Kazandu first. Kazandu I ended up picking up like the last card in one of the packs. I think I wouldn't be terribly mad if I just had cut it and put it in 19th land, like another island. But I don't know. I think it's okay. Our opponent plays a Relic, which is a good card, but they have an empty board, so I'm less scared of it. I think that drawing a couple lands and trying to get to Gnarlid Colony kicked is reasonable if we have other bears to play in the meantime. Obviously, if I didn't have a play, I'm not going to not play it, but now we get to beat with our guy. If he trades, it's fine. I don't care. So it's a rogue, not a cleric, so that's worth noting as well for the vial. He should probably trade here, but it's tough when you have, like, you know, your mana open and they don't want to get blown out, you know. I'm happy to trade there, because it is, you know, if he plays another rogue, it's going to be a Death Toucher, and it'll stop my Canopy Bailoff, so I'd rather him just trade now. I feel like whether or not he blocks says a lot about his hand. He's really thinking about it, but yeah, just went ahead and took the trade. And now we could just get a Canopy Bailoff down, and now we're at a point where most of our cards are excellent draws, you know? Any of our lands let us get this Gnarlid Colony. Well, any of our untapped lands let us get this Gnarlid Colony down with kickers, and if not, then, you know, any land is still triggering both of these landfalls. Alright, I think that when our opponent plays a 3/3 for 4 on this particular board state, I just feel like we gotta win. I'm actually just going to play into the Royal Kicked here because I'm happy to keep making land drops. I'd rather play this Gnarlid Colony as a 5/5. Oh, look, and then we drew a 4-drop anyways for next turn. So if we don't draw a land next turn, we just get to play a Draga Visionary and draw a card, which is perfectly fine. If he's replaying the same thing, I feel pretty good about it. Him playing the Zine Raptor must mean he's stuck on 4 lands. Let's see if he's going to use this mana for something. Yeah, another Feed the Swarm. But he goes to 8, which is really nice, actually. Yeah, because he put a 2/2 flyer on the board, which is fine. But we get to play a 4/4. And then if we rip another land, we get to play a Kazandu Stomper. If we don't, we get to play a Draga Visionary. Like, we're very likely to draw land in the next 3 turns, so even if we whiff next turn, we play Draga Visionary. Hopefully next turn we play Kazandu Stomper, and then the turn after that we play a Skycleave Sentinel kicked. So we've got full use of our mana over here. Opponent could have a trick here, but they only have 3 unknowns in their hand. I'm going to play the Visionary. It's probably greedy to do that, but I probably should have just played the Stomper in this particular spot. Just to get a 6/5 into play. I'm just greedy, and I don't have any of my spell lands in play, so I'm like, I don't even want to do that. But probably just playing 6/5 Trampler is just going to be better than getting 3/2 on the board. Alright, he's going to practice tactics, but I essentially got to use 2 of his cards. He 2-for-1'd himself, is what I'm trying to say. Stomper doesn't do anything. Okay. I think I'll just beat with the Visionary. If he trades, it's fine. It just puts him so far behind with 3 random cards in hand and 4 mana in play, where I'm going to be playing probably a 4/5 flyer. Alright, so he doesn't need to take the trade, which is fine. Yeah, because but imagine if that had been a 6/5 right now. He would have just been screwed. But it's fine. I said we were going to play tighter this game, but we gotta give our opponents a chance, you know? Alright, 5th land activated. Sure. Well, now we just play Kazandu Stomper and, you know, have a Lulz Mage Domination for backup as well, just in case. I don't have a land drop this turn, so I think I'm going to bounce 2 lands. It's unlikely to hurt me too much. And it's just nice to be able to guarantee landfall triggers. And now if he does, you know, yeah, that thing's annoying. Okay, so this is a 2/6 flying double strike. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you and that player gain that much life. At the beginning of your end step, if you have at least 15 more life than your starting life total, then you win the game. Wow. Unfortunately, my opponent does not have 8 cards in their graveyard, so this Lulz Mage Domination is just 1 mana short of it. But that being said, I can actually beat with my 6/5 here. If he wants to block with his whole team, and then he gets left with 2 random cards, and then I have a 1/3 in play as well as a Lulz Mage Domination in hand, I think that leaves me in a pretty good spot. I think, I mean, he has to prevent some of this, but with Trample, it seems pretty nice. So he goes back up to 3. I go to 26. I was going to say, it's crazy he didn't play it kicked, but he doesn't actually have the black mana to be able to kick it. He only has a 1 swamp. Okay. So he's going to be able to attack me in what, game 8? No, it was game... I don't know. I'm just going to cast the Rolling Regrowth here. I want to thin my deck. Yeah, as you can see, I only have 6 lands left in my 6 basics left in my deck anyways. So getting 2 of those out really means that I'm just a lot more likely to draw gas here. Alright, so it goes up to 7. Well, the Call Me Ambush is actually pretty good here. I can just fight my Stomper, because I could take the thing, right? But this just makes this game so complicated. I'd rather that thing just die. I'm not trying to complicate. I mean, I don't know. I guess I could win with it. I'm just going to kill it, though. I'm not going to... I think either way is a winning decision tree. Yeah, I think I just fight that thing with my 6/5. My 6/5 lives. I don't attack this turn. And then I have Lulz Mage Domination to just mess up his blocks for next turn. He's back up to 8, but I'm actually really not worried about it with this Domination in hand. If he ends up Mind Rotting me, I'll feel very sad. But yeah, now actually he has enough cards in his library that I can actually... I don't know, I was thinking I can just steal this Protector and then be able to guarantee, 5 of this damage through. Yeah, my opponent goes down to 1 and has 2 cards in hand. So I think that it's going to be pretty impossible for them to win this game, even with the Vial in play. Okay, so he's going to attack for 2 lifelink. But I just don't think that that's going to be enough. Yeah, his last card in hand's a land. He just wanted to show me and be like, hey, look, I've flooded out. Sadness engulfs me. Yeah, they scoop it up. You cannot beat the Stomper. All right. Up against Dilligaff here. Look at that, another keepable hand. Bear into Scale the Heights into Canopy Baloths. Easy, easy. Yeah, we'll get a bear down. Bear down. Our opponent plays a Stonework Pack Beast. Yeah, I think I want to try and draw land here. Plus I get a 3/3 attack in, which seems good, yeah. We rip the land, we can go ahead and play the land. This is nice because if we actually, the way their hand looks, we can potentially just hold back a land drop, like play a Baloth, hold back a land drop, and then play the land next turn. And we can get the triggered ability there. Well, we're going to beat for 3 no matter what. That little 2/3 as menace. That card, I think that rogue there is one of the better. It's just so good as a land or as a 3-drop. You know, I get that you kind of like bigger effects out of it, but it's just really. I like the way it ends up working out. You know, if you end up with a hand with multiple 3-drops, it's very easy to play it as a land. But if you end up with a hand with 3 basics, that guy, you know, a 2-drop and a 4-drop, then you can just, you know, kind of try and bank on drawing a land and play it on 3. Alright, so we got Nahiri's Binding, which is indeed good in this particular spot. I think probably I just need to be playing another Baloth here. I'm not thrilled because our racing isn't working very well against Black-White because we have to assume they have some amount of removal spells beyond this Nahiri's Binding that they already used. Alright. Okay. So he gets in for 2 there, which is fine. We're down to 10. Okay, so now we're in an interesting spot because their board has a bunch of little derps on it. So if we don't do anything, in these particular spots, it just really sucks to leave back a big blocker. And then when they have their removal spell, they just really hurt you. I do have 2 blockers, but then it's like, we end up, I mean, I can probably win a drawn out game. I'm up 3 cards on them at the moment. We're going to turn this into an aggro turn, and I think that this is going to, because he's at 14 exactly. So if I can get a landfall trigger, I have 2 6/5s and a 3/3. So yeah, we bounced, we drew Thar into the row. We just bounced his Nahiri's Binding, just to clarify that. Because this is actually a lethal attack. We're attacking for 15, he's at 14 life. And if he wants to trade with that Gnarlite County and not block anything else, he's going to 1. Which feels like I can probably sneak in a point of damage somewhere. Might have to make playing the Skyclave Sentinel a priority. Also, if I do play a drawn-out game, I can, you know, the Ruin Crab can help do that, but I don't even have any follow-up land drops at the moment. Alright, so yeah, he Nahiri's Bindings again, which is nice because he can't develop his board too much more. But yeah, now he's at a point where he can't just leave back 1 blocker for fear of me bouncing again. So this is nice because it slows down his race. Because obviously, you know, if he attacked for 6 right here and then played a chump blocker, but then I killed his chump blocker, then I win. But it's also a 2-turn clock, so it's kind of a difficult spot to be in. Yeah, so as you can see here, he actually leaves back 2 blockers for fear of me doing that. Okay, this is a good draw, I think. I think I just played Tazim Royal Mage. And then attack for 6. So this will guarantee eating another creature, so this Baloth is just creating its own card advantage. Yeah, even if our opponent had a Subtle Strike, well, he could double block and trade, which would be fine. Yeah, he just chump blocks. Now we get to play a Tazim Royal Mage. I'm probably going to get into the Royal. Let me see what else I got in here. Scale the Heights or Into the Royal. Yeah, I think Into the Royal is just so interactive that I have to get it, even if he knows I have it. And I'm only 1 mana away from being able to cast this Skyclave Sentinel Kicked as well. And he doesn't have any flyers in play at the moment. Yeah, this particular time was one of those times where the best defense was an offense. By being able to use that Into the Royal and the Nahiri's Binding and have that lethal swing, it made him have some disadvantageous blocks, which is obviously has developed our card advantage here. We've got 5 cards in hand to his 2 cards in hand, and I might just have a 2-1 in play at the moment, but I feel pretty confident in being able to win this game. I could just play Field Research Kicked and draw 3 cards. I think that I want to play... what do I want to play? I think I'll just draw 2 cards instead of the... I was hoping to draw lands. I might deliberate, dig for lands, play a Rune Crab, and then just hit a land drop. And then that way I can play my Skyclave Sentinel Kicked next turn. And if he plays a flyer, I can bounce it. I think that's probably the best play. Alright, I kind of want both of these. Yeah, I'll draw the island, play the Rune Crab, get my landfall trigger. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, now I have Into the Royal up, I guess. Oh, well, yeah. This is... I bounced Nahiri's Binding, and I'm able to actually do another one of those attacks where he has to, essentially chump block and lose some of his board. Could attack with both, but then he just chumps, eats one. So I think just attacking with the Canopy Baloth is fine. Although I think that the other play was also fine, but this eats up his board. Yeah, because I just keep forcing him to have to replay the Nahiri's Binding. Oh, he gets his fancy land back. That's one that drains for 4, actually. Which is actually really good here. So let's see what I can do here. Yeah, he just wants to guarantee he can play that next turn. But what I can do is... I should probably just play Skyclave Sentinel Kicked here. I can also play Lulz Mage on the 2-1 Menace. Yeah, and then I can attack, and then he has to trade his Tazim Raptor. Can drain next turn. Can drain next turn, but that's all he can do. And then I get left with my little fellow over here. And so he'll drain for 4, I'll go to 4, he'll go to 5, and then I can play either a Skyclave Sentinel or a Kazandu Stomper. I think there was multiple lines to win this game. I'm not sure if I took all the most optimal ones, but I do believe that it's just fine. Alright. Well, I think once we untap like this, it's pretty hard for us to lose. Alright, let's just smash down the flyer here. I have a menace guy and a flyer. It's just doesn't matter what I get. It's all winning. Alright, GG Dilligaff. On to the next one. Alright, going into Game 7 against Phil Cav. Yeah, this is good. God, I love these dual lands. It's like this would have been. This looks good as a 2-lander with 5 spells. It looks good as a 4-lander with 3 spells. It's all good, dude. Split the averages, and it's just amazing. All right, well, 1/1 flyer is going to be annoying because I don't have a lot of ways to deal with flyers. I guess I'll just play the Solid Division on turn 1. Yeah, it's fine. I don't need to use the Reclaim the Waste. I have enough land drops. I don't need to get all crazy. Oh, well, that thing's good. To get a Millis for 3 instead of 1. Alright. We are indeed playing against Black-Blue Rogues, and they mean it. Jeez. Yeah, I just get my Kazandu Nectar Pot down here. It's not really into the rolling. A 1 or 2 drop does not feel like it's going to win me the game. Yep. Milled for 3 more. They're pretty close to getting their buffs online. I'm probably going to have to use this Kazandu Ambush next turn to kill one of the rogues. God, I wish this life gain mattered more, but it's just not as significant when they're also milling me for 3 cards a turn, and I'm drawing a card a turn. It's essentially a 10-turn clock. Yeah, let's fight this thing, because I just can't have him beating with so many rogues all the time. It's messing me up. Eventually that thing's going to become a 2-1. Actually, by eventually, I mean next turn it's going to become a 2-1. Alright. Get our 1 damage in here. And another rogue. My opponent has gone rogue, rogue, rogue. Which seems good. That's exactly what we want to be doing with the rogue deck. And every single one of them milled me. So they have kind of like the long game knocked down here. Yeah. Another rogue. Missed a land here. Let's try and deliberate into a land just to make us more mana efficient. I think I want them both, even though neither of them has green. I probably should have bottomed one, actually, the more I think about it. Yeah, I guess. The thing is, I can't even interroll the flash one. See, the flash just makes it too good, man. Because I could bounce that thing and then you can just replay it instead. I guess I could bounce the 3-mana one, but even then he just gets to mill me again. I guess my best bet... Wow. Okay, another rogue. So our opponent went... This is their turn 4, so they went rogue, 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 rogue. Seems good. It seems good. Yeah, I don't think that we're ever going to be able to beat this this draw against the rogue deck. I think that this is probably a bad matchup in general. Oh, I should have bounced before attacks. I should have done it when he entered combat. I don't think it matters. I think I'm so far behind. Yeah, and I can't even block anything. Situation's pretty bad there. Yeah, I guess I just take buckets. I don't really know what I can draw to get out of this. It's not really anything. Maybe Inscription would have been good if I had a double green on lock. Yeah, I definitely should have bottomed one of those islands because I only have 1 green in play. Yeah, and that's game. I'm just going to scoop it up. I don't think I can come back from this one. All right, yeah. up against Yunha. So Reclaim the Wastes is fixing our hand very nicely here. We're definitely going to be playing a turn 1, but I think that this is going to be a keep here. Effectively a 3-lander. So nice about this Reclaim the Waste. I mean, having the 1-mana option of just being able to fix your mana and ensure your land drops on curve, you know, when you're able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, it's really nice to just be able to fit that in there. All right, he plays a 3/2. Yeah, we'll just play our Dauntless Bear here. I am going to go ahead and trade here. I'm kind of interested in them, like, if they have a trick. Like, I want them to use it now instead of them playing a 3-drop. I don't mind, like, you know, getting hit with a disadvantageous block here and there if it's hurting their tempo. Like, if their creature's going to get outclassed soon anyways. Let's go ahead and get my 2/3 defender down here. We can put counters on it with the inscription and cheat it into being able to attack. Question is how important it is to me that I play a land untapped next turn. I think since they just played a 3/2 flyer for 4 anyways, I'm willing to trade if they don't play wizard. If they do play a wizard, I'm probably less likely to trade. Okay, so I didn't draw another land, which makes me want to go ahead and play the Bala here as a tap land. This lets us for sure play Inscription Kick next turn if that's something that we want to do. It's the most mana efficient thing. Yeah, I don't think that, since he played a wizard, I don't think that I'm going to be able to... Yeah, I don't want him to just draw a card here, and it's my target for Inscription. I'm just debating that, like, I'm just kind of thinking about what else could happen, but I think that I just have to... He's tapped out here. I get to smash a land, play an Inscription, kill his 3/3 wizard that pings everything. Yeah, because I get to put 2 counters on my Skyclave, making it a 4/5. I get to gain 4 life, going to 21, and I get to fight his 3/3. All of said things feels good. Yeah, it feels good to pick all the options on the inscriptions. All right, us to gain the life, fight their 3/3. Yup. And we go ahead and beat for 4 here. Could leave back a blocker. Our opponent's down to 3 cards in hand, but yeah, I think that we should just be able to outclass them fairly quickly. So I think getting 4 points of damage in is better than preventing 3 points of damage. I like this deck quite a bit. I like drawing cards and playing lands. But yeah, I think overall it's a pretty fair deck. It just kind of grinds its advantage through. Really didn't draw a lot of lands this game. Jeez. Could play Zendikar, beat for 4. Could play the Zendikar onto the Bala to try and get it back for value, but I don't really have enough lands at the moment. I think I might almost just want to play like a crab, a nectar pot. Well, no, I can't play all that. I only have 5 mana. I just want to play a crab and a nectar pot. I'm only 2 lands away from being able to play the Skyclave kicked. Just 13 more lands in my deck. I'll just play the 2/3 out. I have other plays on 6 and so on anyways. This just makes it that if he doesn't play, a wizard, it just prevents 3 damage. Drawing the island is really good here. Now we can play Into the Royal Kicked, Tazim, Royal Mage Kicked, and we also have 6 mana now. This Ruin Crab might just end up winning this game if our opponent doesn't have an answer to it. Yeah, I think let's get our Inscription back with the Tazim Royal Mage. So it's something that's worth noting that a card like Tazim Royal Mage is only as good as your instants and sorceries to get back. Obviously, you know, in general, it's going to be a value card. But being able, like, you can rank it higher in your picks if you already have an Inscription or if you already have, you know, an Into the Royal. Oh man, this is actually, like, I think this is going to be the only Inscription kicked that I'm going to beat. Because every time somebody plays the blue Inscription kicked on me, I just get wrecked. But I think that our opponent only has 3 cards in hand. They got to draw 2, which is really good. I mean, it was basically the best card they could have played there. But that being said, I don't think that I feel like I'm going to lose. Let's go ahead and try and hit a land here. The Colony Ambush is a land. Like that. It also lets us play another land. Yeah, the problem is I need an island specifically if I want this Lowell Mage. Although I think it might be... I think I maybe should have kept that one because I can play it and I can rebuy it with the Kazandu Stomper just to kind of develop some more card advantage there. Yeah, that might have been better. I would have gotten the Ruin Crab trigger. I can Kazandu Stomper next turn. I can also actually... Well, no, that's not going to happen. I know I could have traded with this earlier in this exact situation, but the difference now is that I'm at 12, or I was at 15. And also, I needed to keep the Sentinel in play to have a target for Inscription last time that I was presented with that blocker opportunity. Alright, let this Ruin Crab just ruin lives. Alright, so we picked up the other blue. So that actually means that our Inscription is our Low Mage. Our Low Mage is active now, is what I'm trying to say. It now costs 3 less. I'm probably just going to steal his 1/3 flyer. Can also get a Stomper down. The thing that's nice about Low Mage is that you can, you know, kind of just play your cards out, and then on the big turn where it makes a really big difference for blocking for them, you're able to steal their best blocker and then get a bunch of damage through. But I honestly think I'm going to win with the Ruin Crab again, if I had to guess. Let's just get some stuff down here. Let's get the 2 triggers. Mill 3, gain 1. This holds back the 2/2 pretty nicely. And then, yeah, we're going to go ahead and steal the flyer. We can do it all. What I like about this particular spot is that they have to kill the Ruin Crab and they have to kill the Umara Mystic. Like, there's multiple angles that I'm trying to beat them at. Although it's probably going to be Hedron Crab if I had to guess. I'm fine taking 3 here. 10 doesn't feel too scary when they only have 1 card left in hand here. That 2/3 unblockable might be an issue, but I have an Into the Royal in my hand. So if they overactivate, I'll get to bounce and they won't get to replay. Yeah, so let's just gain a life again, mill 3 cards again. It should be pretty close to done for as far as their deck goes. That's what I've been enjoying about this format, is you end up in more spots where you have no bad draws. So like in this particular spot, if I draw land, I'm good. If I draw spell, I'm good. I don't care. You know, it's all good. Although I am to bounce a couple lands with this Kazandu Stomper, so it makes lands coming up less valuable. But even then, like, one of them's a spell land, so I'm going to get to fight something with one of them. Just attack for nothing. I'm not going to attack for anything. I don't think getting 1 point of damage in is that important. And with the Into the Royal, I can potentially Into the Royal something and buff my guy and then eat his 2/2 or his 2/3 or something. Just get an advantageous block out of it. Alright, he plays his own Umar Mystic. Okay. If he had more cards in hand, I'd be more scared about it. I don't think I'm too worried about it as is. Alright, so he activates his unblockable. And he activates it again, which is good for us. This is going to lead to exactly what I said was going to happen. So I'm able to bounce it, so he can't replay it until next turn. Then it has Summoning Sickness, so I end up essentially being able to prevent like 8 damage. I don't get to play into the Royal Kicked, but I think that that's a perfectly fair cost here. And then next turn I get to fight something, buff my Umar Mystic, mill 3 cards, gain a life. I'm doing it all over here. Yeah, so let's get back. Oh man, there's so many good things to get back, but yeah, let's get Inscription. Inscription is very good. I'm regretting bouncing that one extra land with the Gazandu earlier, because now I'm 1 mana short of playing the Inscription Kicked. But I think that I'm just so far at this game, I don't think it matters. I think I'm just going to use the Inscription to fight. Get rid of his flyer, which lets us attack comfortably. I'm still just going to beat for 5. I don't want to give him a spot where he can double block, and then, you know, if he has his own steal a creature or whatever. Alright, so let's see if he hits off Celine Division. He did not, and he scooped it up. Yeah, I think our deck wins the long game. Alright, this is game 9. It's for all the bananas. I think we dropped one game earlier. We could have maybe won, but if we win this one, we're at max wins regardless. So let's get it. Let's get it. The final game. Played against a lot of black-white this draft. A lot of it, I think, was... Yeah, I think black is just going to be played a lot because it has a lot of very efficient removal spells. But I don't know if people draft their synergy high enough to really make them good there. I'm going to go ahead and play the Tangled Florahedron on 2 here, try and get up to 4 mana as fast as I can. And that is one of the most annoying cards in this set. It is indeed a rare. It's a freaking... It's a 1/1 for 2 that gets bigger before your combat every single turn for no mana. It's just way too good. It's so hard to beat. Like, I mean, if I had a removal spell, I would just kill it and then, you know, move on with the game. But that's the thing. It just demands that you get it somehow. All right, we're up against Naya here. They went easy, green, white, red. Easy, easy. All right, that's fine. We can figure out this game out. We can figure it out. But oh man, this thing's a beating. All right, Naya Landfall it is, huh? So he just made all of his creatures bigger for the turn. His guy got another counter. I have to trade here with the 3/3. I just can't take 9 here and go to 8 against that growing thing. I need to draw an Into the Royal would be good. No, it's not Into the Royal. And I'm 1 mana short of doing anything really cool. I think I just have to play another Baloth here. Yep. If I were at 6 mana this turn, it would have been really nice to just be able to draw 2 cards, draw another card on my draw step, and hope that Into the Royal's in one of them. Or, unfortunately, didn't draft any Bubble Snares, which I think is definitely one of the downfalls of my particular deck. Just being able to have that 1 blue answer to a tapped creature is really nice. This looks like it's going to be hard to beat. Yeah. I just have to take 6 here. I could chump block, but I think I honestly might very well need the mana to keep myself into the game. I'm trying to think about what I can draw. I think like Into the Royal is what I keep thinking about, but... Oh, Colony Ambush is... It's not great, but I think that it can get me back in the game. My opponent's down to 2 cards in hand, so I think if it's not gas, I think I can stabilize here. At least none of his creatures have flying. So yeah, I'm going to attack here for 6 because he's never going to block with any of his creatures. And then I'm going to use my Colony Ambush to kill his 5/5 because it would have been nice to been able to deal with it a turn or two ago, but it's just getting out of hand. We fight to the death. Now I think if, my opponent is going to get one decent attack in. Yeah, I think I just have to draw 2 cards here. I just need to try and draw gas for the next couple turns. Reclaim the Waste and Saline Division don't feel particularly exciting to me in this particular spot. But these spots suck because, like, I don't want my opponent to play a land to make his Bailoff better, but I also don't want my opponent to just have spells in hand. And I'm dead. The 4-mana hasty land thing got me. Yeah, we ended up going 6-3 with the deck. I do think we dropped one game that I could have maybe won out of, but I wasn't necessarily locked for. Yeah, thank you guys for coming by. I learned a lot about the format, and hopefully we can get a 7 win on the next